Hey, hi everybody. Welcome to the live show, streaming from 109 degrees Bakersfield, California. The wife's in the pool. I would be in the pool, but I kind of promised you guys I would do this, and so hopefully the guys that wanted us to do this tonight or here will come in here and watch the show. Also, if you guys just want to say that I wish Jason and Paul were here right now. They're busy with other things going on right now and couldn't commit. And Jason thought I should go ahead and do the show tonight solo, just to keep the momentum going, to keep the show going, keep the show out there. And so we'll get back to our regular routine of pre-season game. Going through the games and just giving our preseason what we think about each game, each team. That's it. All right. So let's just start out with the rankings today. Came out AP number 25. Okay, that's fine. That's probably where I thought Iowa should come in anyway. Chad Lessico, who's a voter in the AP poll, he had him at number 22. The thing is, I think Wisconsin might be a tad bit overrated. I'm not convinced until they show me. If they start to show me stuff and going into the season that they are who the media think they are, then I'll believe them. But right now, I just feel like they got a lot to learn with the new system. Yes, they got a great running back, and they're going to spread like um, Jason said the other day, they'll spread those linemen out a little bit and open up some holes for him, and it'll be harder to stop that running back. So they're going to be heavy on the run this year, even though they're going to be a air raid team. They're going to air raid with the run it basically. I'm struggling, guys. It's hot here, trust me. Um, Guys, feel free to comment anything you want. How's South Bend? Good to see you again. Yeah, he and Whiskey out at 19, absolutely absorbed considering it's one coach, a new QB that have not proven anything yet. Just your opinion. Yeah. Um, yeah, I agree with you. They've got to prove it. If they prove it and just start, killing it, then I'll believe it. Okay. But right now, I don't believe the hype yet. I mean, not that they won't get there because they will. They're Wisconsin. Um, okay. So this is what I think about preseason rankings. Rip them up, tear them up, throw them away. Because last time, last week, I think we had another ranking come out where Iowa came in at 26. Who cares about these preseason rankings? I heard a stat from a podcaster last week who said that 13 of the last year's preseason top 25 did not finish in the top 25. Guys, that is a stat telling you that we don't need these preseason rankings. I'm all for let's wait for the rankings to come out when they do the playoff bowl picture, the whatever they call it, the specific name for it. When the official poll comes out that's used to do the bowl standings, that's when I think it counts. Okay, that's when I think it counts because have you ever noticed that when that poll comes out, it's not a whole lot different than the preseason polls or the season polls. I think the voters are tainted a little bit. I really do. Okay, and I like this what South Bend says here. Says that we do need them ranked when we beat them so people can't say our schedule is soft. Absolutely. Absolutely. But if we get that far into the season, because how far then into the season do we play Wisconsin? At least halfway, right, through the schedule or toward the end. Then if they're ranked, then they're having a pretty decent season, right? They're having a pretty solid season then if they're ranked by the time we get to them. Okay. Um, so I'm not going to say a whole lot on it. I know that there's some people talking about it today, saying that Iowa has a tough schedule. They do have a tough schedule, guys. That schedule is tough. I don't care. Illinois could go either way. Minnesota could go either way. Penn State will probably go Penn State's way, but that's a game that could still go either way. Right now, I'm saying Wisconsin and Nebraska could go either way, even though all those except for the Penn State game, I've got them. I got them beating all those teams. Okay, and so those are the games I feel. So here's what I feel like. If and we're going to get to it. Let's just talk about it now because I have it down. Let's talk about Cade's injury in the game or the kids' day. All right, because we're going to get to kids' day and we're going to talk about Cade's injury. All right. Number one, I don't trust those guys right now saying that it's just a soft tissue injury. It's not that bad. Hopefully, they get him back to practice sometime this week. Okay, that they're going to MRI it, and they should have some answers today. And of course, they're going to. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, you got me funny. You got to be funny. All right. Yeah, don't start the PSU alliance. Okay, I won't. All right. I want to beat them. I want to beat them. Okay. I want to beat them. All right. I'm not gonna. Of course, I want to beat them. All right, just like we did 2 years ago. Let's just shock the heck out of them. All right. So where was I at? Oh, on the I don't trust that everybody is telling us the truth because how many times in the past couple years have we said it's a soft tissue injury? It's a soft tissue injury, but they don't play. You know, last year they kept saying that. Was it the Johnson? Was it Caleb? Caden, or is Caden the running back? Okay, Caleb maybe. Johnson, the running back last year. They kept saying that he had a soft tissue injury all year. Okay. He didn't play for a while, and when he did, he didn't look that great. And then he didn't play again. Okay. All right. Granted, he's not there anymore, but that's just an example of supposedly he had a soft tissue injury and it kept him off the field for a long time. All right. We can't afford to go into these games without Cade. Okay. We need Cade McNamara, or you might as well just reshuffle the deck and figure it out because I figure Iowa is a 4 or 5 win team tops without. And even then that's precarious, okay? Without Cade. With Cade, the ceiling is 12 wins and a shot at the Big 10 title, okay? Without Cade, that's our ceiling with Cade. Without Cade, our ceiling is 5 wins at the most. At the most 5 wins. I'm not even sure we could get that many. That's how important this guy is to us. We cannot afford to have Cade be injured this year. We need him to start the season. We need him to get back to practice. We need it to be a minor injury. They were saying that yes, I saw all the video just like you guys did of that play from every angle possible that everybody put out there on YouTube. Okay. At first I thought it just looked like he was going down because he got enough yardage and he was just going to save himself. But then I realized he went down forward, and a quarterback never goes down forward. They always slide. They always slide going down if they're done running on their own. Okay. And so he got up, but he didn't walk with a limp. I didn't see him walking with a limp or anything. And I know everybody felt like it was his knee. And then they came out later and said it was his thigh right above the knee. And that he had actually been injured on the play before. The alignment or something smashed into his thigh, and it didn't manifest itself until he ran and wasn't able to stand or something, and he just fell. And so anyway, I'll believe it when he's back on the field, guys. I'm been too many. I've been around this Hawkeye team with Kirk Ferentz for too long to think that they got to say soft tissue injury. I think because they don't want all the other teams out there saying, "Oh my God, their starting quarterback went down. This is going to be Pickens for us this year. This is Pickens for us. Iowa's going to suffer a losing season, not going to a bowl game because without Cade, they're not going to win." He doesn't want to put that out there, so he's coming out there and saying, "Hey, it's nothing big. It's no big deal. He'll be back at practice. Hopefully, even him wasn't 100% sure that he'd be back." So. And the other thing too is while we're on injuries, you guys probably saw my post the other day that I'm really concerned about the number of injuries Iowa gets, especially to our key players. All right. If you look how many key players weren't in uniform for Saturday, Nico was out. Cooper was out. Trying to remember who else was. One of the wide receivers was out again. He's always getting hurt. I can't think of what his name is now. Um, I'll go back and look. All the key people, you know. It just seems like we always have key people out, and of course, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Here we go. I'm going to the wrong. All right, let's get this right here. Let's bring it up. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, Bostic is the receiver I'm thinking about. Dijon Parker, he's out too, and I don't think he practiced in the spring because of an injury. And basically, I think these are the same people who didn't practice this spring because of injury. So it makes you wonder: is Cooper and Rahagini? I'll get it right one of these days. Are they actually back to full strength, or just one of these things where we don't know when they're going to be actually ready to play again? Okay, have they actually practiced, and they're just telling us that these guys are have minor injuries and they're being left out because I'm worried about Parker. We need this guy. He sounds like he's going to be a great catch, but he hasn't really practiced with the team at all. So we don't even know what this guy can do. This is where I think what's causing all these injuries more than normal injuries. I think personally. I'm not saying I have any facts to back this up, but it would seem like when you watch other football teams that they don't have the as many key injuries as we do. Some teams do, but it just seems like we always have more. And I know that besides, these guys are out there working hard to get a starting spot or at least a spot in the two deep so they can play regularly, right? And get a lot of playing time. So they're looking for their playing time. So they're working hard out there, and so maybe they're doing some things out there, in training that they shouldn't be doing or trying extra hard to do things that they shouldn't do. Okay, I don't know, but I do know that they work out. I've been told that they weight lift during the season and during the season so that they're out there weightlifting and they're out there on the field getting ready, doing their drills and everything else. And, that maybe could fatigue wear in on these guys. Are these guys in such great shape that they're not fatigued? I don't know. I'm just bringing up some things that I heard about. Last year, I heard from a couple of different people that there was some injuries that didn't need to take place last year, and a couple of those people who were injured last year who left the team mainly because I was told that these guys who were in the know, some inside people, they left the team because they felt the injury shouldn't have happened because of the weightlifting. They blamed the weightlifting along with the practice on the field. So I think could it be just fatigue, just overwork? I'm not sure. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Okay, we've gotten two of the things. Got the rankings done. We got Cade's injury thing and my rant on injuries. Okay, the kids' day. Now I didn't get to see it, so everything that I'm about to say, I read or I saw on a video clip. Okay, let's start with the QBs. I thought what I saw, when Cade was in there, I thought Cade made some nice throws, and these guys made some great catches. And so he's pretty accurate from what I could see. And then I didn't get to see. I saw one clip or a couple of clips of the next quarterback, Deacon Hill. Okay, he looked like kind of remind me a little bit of our last year's quarterback. Okay, gets it out there. Is not as accurate. It seems like from what I could see, but I'm watching a really small clip on YouTube, on my cell phone. So Maybe I need to go back and watch some bigger clips, but it looked like he wasn't quite as accurate, and these guys were dropping balls on him. I think there was one that they said would have been a touchdown, but the receiver dropped it. So he would have had one. Um, and then Marco Leones, um, from what I could tell, I didn't see any clips from what everybody said that he showed flashes of brilliance, but he also showed flashes of being a very experienced quarterback. I think he fumbled the ball once on an exchange, and I think on another exchange it was a bad exchange, but he was able to keep from losing the ball. From what I'm told, um, I also heard that Seth Anderson and Vines both put on a good show. Good show. So it looks like they're cementing themselves as really good wide receivers for us. And then you get Caleb Brown in there, and honestly, I saw a couple of clips. He got a couple of great catches too. But they were saying that his inexperience was showing. So I guess the two clips that I saw were the only two clips that he looked good. Okay, you guys could tell me that we're there. All right, how he really looked. Okay, and some of these things, I thought Kelvin. You guys know Kelvin, who's a real regular on the Hawkeye Hawk, all Hawkeye sports page on Facebook. He's a regular. He shares a lot. He's a big recruiting guru. He loves recruiting. He knows a thing or two about recruiting. He used to do some recruiting stuff for magazines and radio shows and stuff like that. So, um, but he also said that Terrell Washington, he's a true freshman, looked really good. And one of the podcasters I listened to this morning said that Terrell Washington looks to be the best catch runner or the run catcher, um, of all the running backs. So, okay, do we have room for four running backs? Or are we going to play him in special situations, or are we just going to put him in blowouts and let him see and limit him to 4 games so we get full 4 seasons out of him because our top three running backs appear to be doing well. Okay. I don't know much about Brian Allen, but Kelvin also said that Brian Allen, who looks like he's a true freshman, was really played solid at defensive end. And defensive end, I think is really important because those guys go after the quarterback. They go after the ball. They're where the ball is. They try to be where the ball's at, and they got to get there quick. They got to shake off their blockers and stuff. And he mentioned that Aaron Graves is 300 pounds, and he compares him to Merlin Olsen. I hope that would be great if Aaron Graves is anything close to Merlin Olsen. We've got a good one then. Okay. It sounds like Deshaun Lee is another freshman who showed up really well at cornerback and showed some things he can do. I think he had a couple pass interceptions on Saturday. Um, so that's good to know. Jennings Dunker, I think everybody who's high on him, but according to what some people have written, he didn't put on a great show or anything, and it seemed like that he said that they struggled at pass blocking. Okay, um, and we just need to get Cooper healthy. That's one thing. It sounds like TJ Hall and some of the other guys who they put in there to back up Cooper so that's good. They got some work. They got some work in. They got some solid work in because I think TJ Hall will really surprise some people this year. He's going to make a big leap this year from last year. Um, from last year, and you guys know that he got burned a couple times in the Nebraska game after Cooper went down. If Cooper hadn't gone down and Petrus hadn't gone down in that game, I know you guys don't like Petrus, but if he hadn't gone down in that game, we would have had a chance to win that game. We really would have. I think those are two key components that really change the complexion of the game. And as a coach, you have to be. You look at that and you're thinking, "Oh man, their best cornerback is out, and we've got a rookie freshman out there. Let's just go after him. Let's throw the ball his way and make him earn it. If he stops us, more power to him." but let's just do it. So the coach did a great job in recognizing that and making sure they threw balls TJ's way. But that's not going to happen. I dare him to throw balls TJ's way this year. I dare him. I dare him because TJ's going to knock him dead this year. Okay. So I was just looking to see if any more comments were coming up. So we'll talk about that. Lastly, I just want to. Okay. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, South Bend. I'm gonna tell you he had a lot of games where he started out like that, and then he'd catch himself. And you say he injured him in quotes like you don't believe he injured himself. Come on, you know he did. You know he did. He had surgery. He's not even ready to play this year. And I saw what you said the other day on there when Cade went down. You said, "Oh, goody, goody, Petrus is back at our number one spot." And I know you didn't mean that. I know you didn't mean it because everybody knows he's not coming back to play. Um, and so let me move on. We can, if you guys got comments and stuff, we can come back to that stuff. But I want to just go on and say, you guys already know that the women's basketball sold out. Okay, women's basketball is sold out before men's football is because we still have one game. Illinois. Somebody tell me why Illinois game is not sold out. Why is that? Do we not have any respect for Illinois? Because the Rutgers game sold out before Illinois game did. You know, I have less respect for that than I do Illinois, for Rutgers than I do Illinois. Okay. Please name those games. He was on the sideline waving his arms, then all of a sudden was in a sling. Each coach talked on this after the injury. Even coach talked on this after the injury. Um. Well, no, he got hurt in that game, right? Yeah, and he took himself out. Yeah, you know what? I said the same thing. And when we did our reaction podcast, I said the same thing. He faked it. He faked it. He's given up on this team, but it turned out to be a real shoulder injury. It really did. He had surgery on it, and so I don't think it was fake anymore. Although I think we all slot it because we all did think of it because we all saw him waving on the sidelines, and and after the coach saw him waving on the sidelines, he said, "Do you want to go back in?" And he said, "No, I can't. I can't throw." Okay, and so yeah, I agree with you. At the time, I thought it was a fake injury too. All right, okay. So the women's sold out basketball season, entire season. The only way anybody is going to get a single game ticket to that game is if some of the schools return their tickets unused or unsold. And some of the schools probably will because they have to allow so much for school, the other schools, maybe allow some for corporates. I don't know how many they allow for that, but they also said that anybody who applied for season tickets but didn't get them because they sold out will be the first ones to be offered those tickets. So basically the general public is not going to get in to see into the arena this year unless you know somebody who wants to give up their tickets. And they might, but it'll be a lesser game. You won't get to see them beat a Michigan or beat an Indiana at home this year, or Ohio State, some of the top teams in the league. You're not going to get to see them because they're going to go to those games. Um, yeah. Okay. All right. And also the women, they completed their foreign trip with 3-0. Um so, but anyway, I think they completed their trip 4-0. 3-0, I mean. The last game, Caitlin only played 15 minutes, scored like 9 points. Might be the only game she ever played that she didn't score double figures. I don't know. But it was a game that didn't count. They didn't need her. I think what was impressive is we are kind of worried about the center situation, the 4 and the 5. I think that on this trip they proved that the 4 and 5 are going to be okay. They're going to be okay. Um, Gabby didn't seem to do as much on this road trip as I would have expected her to. Uh, that kind of disappoints me. I mean, you guys know that Gabby's my favorite player. Molly Davis stepped it up, though. Molly Davis played like I would hope she would during the season. She stepped in and she probably got a lot of minutes because Caitlin didn't play a ton of minutes. So Molly got a lot of minutes in this, and she was in double figures every game. I think she even had high 20 points or something at one point. So we know that she's fully capable of doing that, and she pulled it off. And I think it's going to be really cool. I wish I was back there. It's a week later than I'll be back. I'm going back from Iowa on October 13th, and I believe October 15th um, is the day of the crossover scrimmage with DePaul and Kenning Stadium. I would love to go to that. And at 70,000 tickets, there should be plenty of tickets for everybody to go and watch that game. There might even be more than 70,000 the way they set it up on the field. You know, Gabby is a favorite player to a lot of us, especially Paulio. I love that. I love. I wondered if you were going to bring that up. I really did. Um, okay, now the guys, they did something too. They finished 3-0 on their road trip too. These guys are going to come back, and I think these guys did a lot. I think the new guys really inserted themselves. I kind of noticed that they had 7 guys in double figures score between 11 and 16 points. Um, Desante Bowen, Peyton Sanford, and Ben Crickey. They all scored 16 points. And I also kind of looked like Ben Crickey. We're going to depend on rebounds from him. He got 8 rebounds. Owen Freeman, he got 6 rebounds and 2 steals. Peyton Stanford got 14 rebounds. Tony Perkins, though, 14 points, 5 assists. That's about where I expected him last year, and I think that's kind of where he was most of the year. And that's what we need for him. We need him to be consistently like that all season. Um, but that's Desante Bowen. He got 3 assists, so that was nice. I forgot to look at his turnovers, though. Darn it! I'll have to go back and look at his turnovers because I know that was a big deal with us last year. Is turnovers. Okay. Josh Dix had 14 points, 5 assists, and 3 steals. That's pretty good. Brock Harding had 12 points. Not bad. Not bad for a rookie. The thing is, he had 0 assists, and if he's going to play guard, he's going to have to rack up some assists there too. Um, so I don't know if he was in the game toward the end after they blew out the game, and he was just, how sometimes they don't really assist on those plays. The guys up there, picking up the garbage time, usually are out there just hunting their own shots, not really worried about the assist. And I wonder if that was the case there. Um, so got that. Guys, I don't have much else. This is a really short show today. I was counting on more of you guys to come in and lay the wood on the comments and stuff so we could spend some time on the comments. And so feel free. I mean, South Bend, thank you for coming and keeping me on track and talking and commenting as go. Is anybody else want to come on here and lay a comment or a question? I'd love to do that. We can talk for a few more minutes to see if anybody else wants to. Otherwise, I'm going to end the show today. While we're waiting for some comments and questions, let me just say to remind you guys, let's subscribe. Okay, make sure you push the subscribe button, or as my buddy would say, smash that subscribe button. Um, okay, smash. All right. Then I want you to like it and comment. Okay, help the algorithm. The more you like it, the more you comment, the algorithm gets out to more people on YouTube. Um, so and share it, share it. Bug your friends. Just send it. I just send it in a messenger. Um, do that. Let's just get it out there, guys. Let's just get it out there. Let's get this show out there, okay? I really have a goal of 500 subscribers by the first game, and that's in 21 days, guys. 21 days to get 500 subscribers. That's 250 more subscribers than I got right now. All right. Okay. South Bend wants to know, who does PS lose to this year? Uh, I think for sure Michigan and Ohio State, but I think they have a chance to beat Michigan because they got Michigan at home, and so I think there's a chance there. But right now, I think Michigan just seems to be the ex Ohio State. They're what Ohio State was for the last couple, up until the last couple of years. You got to give credit to Michigan. They really turned this program around. They were sitting there getting 2, 3 losses a year, and all of a sudden, they turned it around the last 2 years. Been to the playoffs. Been Big Ten champions. Finally upstaging Ohio State, and I think right now they're more talented than Ohio State. I think Ohio State's got a quarterback issue this year. So that might be the first time in a long time. So yeah, but I think PSU, they got to go to Ohio State though, so I don't see them winning there. But it could happen. We'll see. We'll see. They're a pretty good team, but I think at the most PSU only has 2 losses all year. Okay, 10-2 when they finish the season, and finish in third place in the East. Okay. Mike wants to know any more on the gambling investigation. I haven't heard anything. I have not heard nothing. And so I'm like you guys. I wish they would hurry up and get the NCAA for the people who not be criminally charged. They would hurry up, and the NCAA would dish out their discipline, their suspensions, or whatever they're going to dish out, and get these guys dish out so the coaches and the players know what's going on. And but you guys know the NCAA just drags their feet and drags their feet. And Kirk's already said none of these guys that will play. Will start the season until he has an answer about what they're doing suspension, because he doesn't want to have to go back and forfeit games that these guys played in. It turned out that they were ineligible. Okay. Also, let's just hope these guys have learned their lesson and are not gambling this year. Because can you trust them not to gamble? I mean, really, seriously, can you? So we'll find out. But yeah, that's all I've got on the gambling. I did hear that Iowa State lost another player, Isaiah Lee, today for his gambling, and he bet on ISU in Texas. So he's gone, and ISU's confirmed that he's no longer part of the team. So he's gone. He's out of there. But you guys know that some of these guys are going to get permanent bans from the NCAA. But they can go to NIA. What do you call it? NIAI school, and that won't affect them going to those schools. So a lot of them are going to have to drop quite a ways down. But there's several schools in Iowa that are Division III NIAI. Correct me on that, somebody. That they could go play for, and they can't be stopped because they're not NCAA schools. And so that's a strong possibility that they could do that too and still continue their career. The question is will the NFL take them? I know the NFL has a strict policy. Yeah, I heard that Iowa State had 6 starters or 5 starters out. That's a lot. Iowa lost. Well, they lost a starter for sure, but he's gone. He left before this gambling thing even came out. So we weren't going to have him anyway. And that's Arlen Bruce. I can't think of anybody else who was a starter. Bloom, the kicker, he actually was our place kicker starter at the beginning of the season, I believe, and then Drew Stevens came in and never gave up the spot after that. Because I believe Bloom, is that how you say it? I believe he missed an important kick in the Iowa State game. Huh. Funny. And he bet on that game. So what do you think about that? Okay. Well, I don't have much else. I appreciate you, Mike. Mike in South Bend for throwing me some questions and stuff like that. I don't have anything else I really have to say. Um, let's just hope the season. Let's hope that Cade is going to be back out on the field soon, and as well as our others, Nico and Cooper. Let's hope they're back on the field soon. We need to get these guys back. They're key components of what we're gonna need to do, to win. Without these three guys, I highly doubt we have a winning season. But I've already said that at the beginning of the video. For you guys who came late, go ahead and just restart this video, and it should be fine. We talk about a lot of good stuff on here, and like, so yeah, have a good night and go Hawks, Mike. All right, so I'm out of here. Go Hawks. Let's have a great night. I'm going to end the broadcast right here. And so, out.